Hi everyone, I'm Rachel and I am a host mom for au pairs. I make videos for au pairs and host families. I hope you find these videos helpful. If you are a host family that does not have a friend or family member that is in an au pair program, please consider using my referral links listed below in the description box. If you have a friend or family member that has an au pair, please use theirs over mine, but please do not let them go to waste if you do not. Also, if you can consider giving these videos a thumbs up so that YouTube will share them more often, and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on the next video. Hi everyone, sorry to stop the video. I decided in the middle of editing this that it was too long. So this is going to be 2 videos. Sorry if it stops abruptly. Please stay tuned for the second video. Again, thank you for watching and we'll keep going. All right, today's video is for you host families. The last video I made, I think, was for the au pairs about interviewing, and I thought I would make a video that kind of talks about the process of interviewing and matching with an au pair. And what we do is we go through many different agencies. We are not brand loyal to any one agency. We actually utilize the top 3 large agencies. We have a profile that we have created within each one. Now here's a pro tip. Do not pay anything just to create an account. You can create an account, put in all your profile information, including your letter, your demographics, your photos, and you can even start searching for au pairs. You should not have to pay an agency anything until you're ready to start matching with your au pair. So if for some reason you go to sign up to start this process and it asks for some monetary payment to make an account, contact that agency and see if they have a coupon code or a discount or a free sign up option to let you make your account. So that's one important thing to know. So after we've made our account, we start using the filter options to find those au pairs with all of those characteristics that we've talked about. We will use our Excel spreadsheet, as I mentioned, and create a list. Typically, our list will probably have maybe 20 to 25 candidates, which seems like a lot. Now, those candidates aren't all going to have every single thing that we want. So we will take the top 3 candidates and we will start the interview process with them. All right, so one thing to talk about when we talk about this process, I mentioned that we start about 6 months out interviewing. But when you start interviewing, I would recommend that you start the interview process when you have a good amount of time. Because once you start interviewing, you kind of just have to keep going, because these candidates are also going to be talking with other families. And if you talk to an au pair candidate, on a Monday, and then you don't talk to them again for a month later, there's a good chance that they're going to find another family and match with them. And so the most kind of regular scheduling that I think most people that I know that do these interviews with these au pairs, that have au pairs, I would say that typically you're going to have 3 to 4 interviews within a 2-week time period, but consider you're probably interviewing other au pair candidates too. So really make sure that you find 2 or 3 weeks that you really can devote a lot of time to interviewing these candidates, because otherwise these really awesome candidates that you've identified could go to another family just because they don't feel like you have as much interest as in them as these other families, because you're not wanting to engage with them as often. So keep that in mind when you're interviewing, that it does take time and you need to kind of be consistent once you start. So after we've identified our top 3 candidates or so, we will extend an invitation to them to interview. Now, every company is different in terms of how many au pairs you can connect with at one time and how many families these au pairs can connect with. Sometimes you can't contact them other than sending them an invitation through the website. Sometimes you can see, for example, their email address to send them an email. Once you have about 3, and I don't really recommend any more than 3 at a time, because otherwise it just gets kind of confusing. It's almost like there's 2 many balls being juggled all at once. So 3 candidates is a pretty good number at any given time to be trying to connect with, interview with, and so on. So once you have those 3 and you've extended an invitation to them and they've accepted back, what we do first is actually maybe a little sneaky. I don't know. It's maybe just thinking outside the box is what I should say. We actually have our previous au pairs reach out to them and interview with them first. And I know if you're a first-time family, you're thinking, well, I can't do that. I've never had an au pair before. And I'll talk about some workarounds around that in a minute. But basically, the reason we do this is I identify that as an American, culturally, I don't fully understand what everything in someone's profile means. If they say they have this type of experience, or they've worked here, or their education is this, or their career goals are these, I don't know what all of that necessarily means. So I will have my au pairs communicate with this candidate and really get a good feel of what their real experience is, what their career goals are, why they want to do this program. And often those candidates will feel a little bit more comfortable talking with our au pairs in their native language about the reason they want to do this program and what their experiences are. And so it really kind of sets us up from the beginning at a level that's already above not knowing anything about them. And we already can gauge whether this is going to potentially be a good candidate or not based on their intentions and their experiences and their goals. And so that's the very first thing that we do. Now, if you don't have an au pair, if you know someone that has an au pair, I would highly recommend that you ask their au pair if they wouldn't mind helping you to do this. And realize that it's going to take a little bit of their time. So you might offer them something in exchange, like an Amazon gift card or a Starbucks gift card or something like that, to thank them for helping you. Don't put this burden on them without trying to thank them for what they're doing. But they will help you typically at least be able to weed through candidates. I wouldn't make them look through 40 or 50 candidates. I would only truly have them talk to your top several candidates, so they're not spending hours doing this. But it really will set you up for success if you're able to do that step. I hope that's helpful to kind of understand from identifying that you want an au pair, identifying what you want in an au pair, finding au pair candidates, interviewing au pair candidates, matching, and then what happens after matching. So I hope just kind of understanding that process is helpful. If you have questions, please leave them in the comment section down below. I would love to engage with you all. Again, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I can't wait to see you next time. Take care.